So apparently, the same God who called Jesus his son, 600 years later, spoke to a man in a cave and tell him that Jesus is not the Son of God. Does that make sense?
But there's no way of knowing that. How did God say that he's the Son?
In the Bible.
But the Bible, how do we know if the Bible is true?
Because your God told Mohammed to go ask us.
The Bible,
Yeah.
it's been narrated a lot, right?
No.
It's been narrated a lot.
We have the same. We have over 5,000 manuscripts of Old and New Testaments.
Right.
So if you wanted to change, you have to go change all those 5,000 Hebrew and Greek manuscripts. That's the only way you can make, and you have to get every copy all over the world, because these 5,000 were scattered all over the world. We just collected them together, and there's more that's scattered all over the world that we haven't discovered yet. You have to change all of those. It has to be. You have to pull the impossible.
Why was it scattered? If it was back to Jesus.
Because Bible back then, there's no printing machine. So if you get a copy,
back then there was no printing machine for the Quran.
Quran didn't exist.
No, back when Mohammed,
Yeah. Yeah.
when he was there was no printing machine either.
What I'm trying to say to you,
How come the Quran wasn't scattered across the world?
because Islam is contained in Arabia. That's the only place people practice Islam.
They practice in Africa.
No.
There's a lot of
No. Not until Muhammad started waging war against all the nations around him and killing them and converting them to Islam did Islam spread.
Exactly, because Islam wasn't really known then. Islam wasn't really known then. You wouldn't find
Islam was only known in Arabia in the Quraysh tribe.
Before Muhammad, was there Muslims? Before Muhammad, was there people claiming Muslim? I'm a Muslim.
No.
There wasn't people claiming I'm a Muslim, right?
No.
So
Before Muhammad was worshiping idols. Before he got spoken to in a cave, he was worshiping idols.
That's how a lot of prophets are. Before they get revelation from their Lord, and then they spread that revelation.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying before Muhammad, there wasn't really any people saying, "Oh, I'm a Muslim," because Muslims were not a lot of people that
so why then
really knew their God.
Why then
because the people of Jesus.
Why then do you guys believe that Abraham was a Muslim?
We do believe Abraham was Muslim.
But you say before Muhammad came, there was nobody that was claiming to be a Muslim.
Yeah, claiming to be a Muslim. Nobody, like during the time, like while he was there was no one claiming to be Muslim. I'm not saying the people before him were not Muslim. I'm saying at his time while he was there, before he became a prophet, before the prophethood, there wasn't people there claiming I'm a Muslim.
Yeah.
That's why he was brought there, and he was gave the regulation.
There were no Muslims back then. There were pagans, which Muhammad just modified the pagan religion and called it Islam. But it was before Muhammad, he was worshipping the same Allah in the Kaaba. In the Kaaba, he was worshipping the same Allah with other 365 gods and goddesses. Okay? Before he received his so-called revelation, that's when he started preaching one God whose name is La, and that you should abandon Al-Manat, Al-Lat, Al-Uzza, and you should worship only Allah. Right. You know, the three daughters of Allah. You know the three daughters of Allah?
Daughters?
Yeah.
Daughters.
Yes. That's pre-Islamic. This is I'm giving you a pre-Islamic history.
Okay.
Before Muhammad received he knows the God Allah, and the pagan, the Quraysh tribe, they worship Allah, and they also worship his three daughters, whose name Al-Manat and Al-Uzza. Yes. So these, that's what, if you read the satanic verses that in Islam, that's when Muhammad was praising these three goddesses, that he praised the three goddesses of which is the daughters of Allah, and then he said that it was Satan that threw it in his mouth. Okay, the satanic verses. So before, Muhammad was worshiping all of these people, all of these goddesses, and then he's decided that he should worship only one, which is Allah, that he's the only true God more than all of them, and he began to do the same. That's the same Kaaba that you go around 7 times. The pagans were doing the same thing. Muhammad was doing the same thing before he got his so-called revelation. He was doing the same, walking around and kissing the stone 7 times. And also the 2 hills that you run back and forth when you go to Mecca, the 2 hills, Al-Marwat, Al-Marwa and Marwat, the 2 hills that you run back and forth, was all done by pagans back then. So
what are you trying to say by this?
What I'm trying to say that Muhammad was a pagan worshipper before he got his so-called revelation. He didn't know anything about God. He didn't know anything about Islam. There was nobody named Muslim. Nobody was a Muslim back then. Muslim was a coin by him, the phrase Islam and all of that.
No,
but it's
Muslim,
similar to the same goddess that they were worshipping before.
Do you know what the word Muslim means?
That's what I meant.
Muslim comes from the word as-samat. It means I submit to the one word.
Muslim means surrender. I know.
Yeah, it means submit.
It means the word surrender.
So before the Nabi got revelation, it's not like that's just him. Other prophets before him, they weren't Muslims.
Sorry, Muslim means the one who surrendered. Islam means surrender.
Listen, what I'm saying is before the other prophets, there was prophets that were living a normal life before they got revelation to worship one Lord, and they were sent to their people.
Yeah.
So that they
so where did his revelation come from? Where do you think?
It came from Angel Gabriel.
Why didn't Muhammad know who Angel Gabriel was?
Because he didn't know. Just like if someone comes up to you that you don't know. Are you gonna know?
But was it Muhammad that was it the angel that told him that I am Gabriel?
Yeah.
Or was it someone else that told him that this is Gabriel?
The angel told him he's Gabriel.
That's not true.
What do you mean?
That's not true.
Well, someone else told him it's Gabriel?
Yes.
Who told him?
You don't know who told him?
Who told him?
You're Muslim. You don't know who told him?
Tell me who told him.
Waraka.
What?
Waraka told him that. Waraka ibn Abdul Usa. That's his forefather's name. You don't know about Waraka? Waraka ibn, I don't know his other name they call. He told him that he was the angel Jibril. And you know what Waraka used to do? He used to write gospel in Arabic before he was Muhammad's uncle. So Muhammad didn't know, the angel didn't even tell, the so-called angel didn't even tell him who he was. And it was a guy that told him that it was angel Jibril. How does he know? He wasn't in the cave with the Muhammad. And if it comes from the angel Gabriel, why would the same angel Gabriel 600 years ago, before Muhammad, told Mary that you are going to have a child and you should call his name Jesus, and told Joseph that he will be called the Son of God? And then the same angel came back 600 years later and told him that Jesus is not the Son of God. Does that make sense to you?
His task was to reveal the revelation to all the prophets.
I understand. I'm saying, why would God contradict himself?
How is he contradicting himself?
Why would God send an angel named Gabriel to a woman named Mary and also Joseph to tell them that there will be a son who will be born from them, and he will be called Jesus, and because he will save his people from their sins, and that he's the Son of God. And also he spoke to Jesus and said, "This is my son whom I'm well pleased." Why would he 600 years later contradict himself and send the same Gabriel to a man in a cave and told him that Jesus is not the Son of God, that Jesus is not the way?
That's showing that message that was brought to Jesus that you guys are acknowledging was false at the moment.
Okay, our stories were false.
The stories was false.
But the same angel, tell him to go ask us.
Look, and then the angel is telling you, and then the angel went to Mohammed, right? And then he said he contradicted. How do you know
600 years, because God cannot say something 600 years before and then change it.
How do you know it's changed though?
It
could be the same one.
This is my son. No. The God proclaimed, "This is my son in whom I am pleased," talking about Jesus from heaven. And why would he go 600 years after and say Jesus was not my son?
Because what's it called? That image or that knowing, understanding of it was false at the.
Do you believe the Bible?
I don't believe in the Bible.
So if I read from you the Bible where God said that Jesus is my son, you will not believe me, because I'll be wasting my time if I quote that. Why were you asking me to show it to you?
I think you know the Bible. It says in it that you can hit your spouse.
You can what?
In the Bible, it says you can hit your spouse. Earlier when you guys were talking, in the Bible it says that you can hit your spouse.
You can hate.
You can hit.
You can whip yourself.
Your spouse.
Your spouse. The Bible says you can whip your spouse.
Yeah.
Can you show me where that is? I would love to see. I would love to see it.
I can show you.
I would love to see. I would love to see it. You whip your son, your wife.
Yeah.
Show me.
I can show you.
I can show you where.
I have to go find it. I'll find it in this exact book.
Find it and bring it next week.
I'll bring it next week.
Find it and show me. I would love to see that verse.
I'll give you the answer to your contradiction.
I'll
give you the answer to your contradiction.
You're not gonna find the answer to it.
I'll find the answer to it.
God saying that Jesus is his son, and then coming 600 years later and contradicting himself and saying that, "Oh, Jesus is not my son. Anyone that says Jesus is my son is may Allah curse him." What in the world is going on?
I'll give you the answer to all your contradictions. Here all day?
All day. All day from afternoon now. We're all here feeding the homeless. Okay. I'll be happy to talk to you, but there's no, because you know what? All that you're telling me is coming from Mohammed, who claimed that he's possessed by devil.
Yeah, I'm telling you that he's possessed by the devil.
He telling us himself.
Listen, I want to ask you a question. How can a man who didn't know how to read and write?
He knows how to read and write.
He didn't know how to read and write.
He knows.
He didn't know how to read and write.
He knows.
Before his prophethood, he couldn't read and write.
Huh?
Even before his prophethood, he couldn't read and write.
Where did he say he doesn't know how to read and write?
In hadith.
He was doing business for Khadija for many years. He doesn't know how to read and write. Why would he be a manager?
Business in that day is not the same as right now.
I know.
It's not the same.
I know, but how can he?
That's literally 1400 years ago. They were living in a desert.
Okay, if Muhammad can read and write, why did he tell the Sahabas when he was about to die, which is his followers, his gang? Why did he tell them, "Give me a paper, and I will write something that by believing in it you will never go astray"? And why didn't the Sahaba tell him, what is he talking about? He can't. What does he mean? He can't read and write. Huh?
Can you show me that? Are you able to show me that?
Huh?
You said that. That's
if I show it, would you leave Islam?
I'll answer your question. I'm not gonna leave just to leave.
But he says.
I'll give you my answer.
But do you believe that Muhammad was have shaitan?
What?
Shaitan. No. You don't believe that your prophet has shaitan?
The shaitan runs through everyone's veins.
Huh?
He's not a shaitan. He's not half shaitan.
Your prophet doesn't have shaitan?
He's not half shaitan.
Are you sure?
You just asked me if he has shaitan. I said no, he's not half shaitan.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And all you want to do is find holes in ours.
Okay. You said your brother said that your prophet don't have shaitan.
No, I said he's not half shaitan. I didn't say he doesn't have shaitan.
He what?
I said you asked me if your prophet has shaitan. Half. Yeah, that's what you asked.
Does he have Satan in him?
It was one thing where
You mean? Did you say half shaitan or half? Like half? Half?
say half or half?
Have Satan
have.
in him, possessed
That was one
possessed
time
by.
when we were told about it.
That was one time?
That was one time.
When?
Well, it was, you know the scenario, that's why you're saying it, right? He said he was possessed once.
For a whole year.
It was
For a whole year.
a year.
According to Muslims, Islamic source.
I'll check that.
He was bewitched, and he goes around thinking that he's done something without that he hasn't
Yeah, he
done.
was bewitched, that's true.
But he said that he has shaitan.
That was the scenario, though.
You don't believe that he has,
forever.
but your friend said he doesn't believe that he has shaitan.
I didn't understand the question right. I thought you said half shaitan.
Oh, have Satan
No,
in him.
I didn't understand you.
Also,
I thought you said half. Is
So
he
you-
half shaitan?
so you agree that your prophet has Satan in him.
You're
had-
saying like his whole life. No, it was someone.
His
bewitched
total
him.
life.
He
His
was
total
bewitched.
life.
No,
No, his
no, his
total
total
life.
life, no.
That was a
No,
separate.
no.
That was a separate scenario. His whole life
Where does it say that?
in the hadith.
Where? That his whole life.
You guys seems like you haven't researched your religion.
I did.
Okay.
You
Not
came here
fully, I'm
prepared
still
though.
young though.
Huh?
You're prepared though.
I always talk to Muslims. You have to be prepared because they lie all the time.
You guys lied too.
Did I lie? Did I lie to you?
Huh?
Did I lie to you?
Well, you said your prophet is not possessed.
Yeah.
That
You
your
said your
prophet
whole life.
that they don't have
you said,
shaitan.
You said his whole life. How do you know his whole life?
His whole life.
How
Let
do you
me
know his
see.
whole
Let
life?
us see.
Okay, here.
You were the kid.
Right.
So when
Yeah. Okay. Let's let Muhammad talk. Let Muhammad talk. Let your prophet talk.
There you go.
You know, you can say anything else. I can say whatever. It doesn't matter. But let's hear it from the horse's
Let's see.
mouth, okay?
From the what?
From the horse's mouth.
What is that?
That's
The
a
horse
saying. That's a
mouth.
from the person's own mouth, okay? Okay, here. Your prophet claimed that he has shaitan. Abdullah bin Musa reported that Allah's messenger said that there are none among you whom is not attached to among the jinn, devil. There's none among you that doesn't have devil. Okay? Are we
I'll explain it to you.
okay with that? Okay.
Let him.
So far so good. Okay. And the companion said, Allah messenger, with you too? He said, what?
Yes.
Yes.
Keep going.
With me too.
Okay. What?
But Allah helped me against him, and I am safe from his hand, and he does not command me but good. How can Satan command you to do good?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. So there's two races. There's jinn and there's human. Jinn is a devil. They don't have to be bad. They could be Muslim.
No.
There's jinn and there's ins.
Okay.
In the Quran is-
So jinn is different from shaitan.
Yeah, shaitan could be a human too. That's
Huh?
just shaitan. That means someone.
No, that's not the question.
I'll tell you the explanation.
Jinn, you said jinn,
I'll finish.
jinn can be good or bad.
Let me finish.
Okay.
Shaitan, that means someone who constantly keeps stepping over the line. So like you say,
No, shaitan. No.
saying the word,
That's
the
not
word,
it. No,
the
no,
word,
no.
the
That's English word for shaitan. No, I'm trying. Give me the Arabic version of shaitan.
let me finish. That's like the description of a person. A shaitan is someone who clearly steps over the lines that are set. So he clearly keeps going over it. So if
No,
there's
that's
a
not
line-
shaitan.
Let me finish. So a
That's not
human can be
shaitan. That's a mush. That's a mush unbeliever.
So he steps over it and he tries to convince other people to go over the line with him. So if Allah makes a rule, he'll try to go break it, and he'll try to convince other people to break it with him, to do sin with him. So a human can be a shaitan, a jinn can be a shaitan.
That's not according to Islam. That's your own opinion.
No, it's not.
That's not according to Islam. According to Islam, shaitan is a spirit. It's a spirit. It's not a human being.
Yo, can you search up can shaitan be a human?
A shaitan is a jinn.
Shaitan is not a jinn. How can he be inside people if you're a human being?
That's a bad jinn. It's called shaitan. He could be
My friend.
Shaitan is a word.
You said
would apply
you're
to a
contradicting
human.
yourself. You said that shaitan is a human being.
It's a bad jinn. A bad human can be called a shaitan.
Oh,
a
man.
bad jinn can be called a shaitan.
Listen.
You can do that. You can do that. I'm talking about Quranic.
Everyone, that is Quran.
That's not
you
Quran.
said Quranic.
That's your own
So
interpretation.
when they say shaitan,
That's your own
They are
interpretation.
talking about the jinn.
Do you agree that you're talking about that's your own interpretation?
No, that's
it's not
what the
according
word
to
means.
it's
That's
not
what the
according to Islam.
and you're trying to say everyone
Shaitan
has a shaitan.
is not a human being.
Okay. In the Quran, you're talking about Quran terms.
Quran terms of shaitan or
Is this
hadith
a
terms
hadith
of
or
shaitan is not a human being.
Is this a hadith or a Quran? 'Cause I don't know. You went to Quran.
Hadith or Quran in Islam, shaitan is not a human being.
Shaitan. It's literally been said. Shaitan can be a human being.
No,
Yes.
no. A human being can be possessed by shaitan.
Yeah, that's a bad jinn. If you want, okay, a human being can be.
Is shaitan a good jinn?
No.
Shaitan is a bad jinn?
Yeah.
Is shaitan is a good jinn or a bad
Good
jinn?
jinn doesn't
Bad jinn.
involve himself.
Huh?
It's a bad jinn.
Yeah.
It's a bad jinn.
I'm telling
Okay,
you,
can
a
I?
good jinn-
Okay, wait. You agreed here that shaitan is a bad jinn, right?
Right? And you said
So
that
it can be called the devil.
Yeah.
Okay, so here, read with me here. What's written here? The devil.
The jinn. Yeah.
The devil. You just said to you from your own mouth that
Jinn is
that
devil.
Satan can be called it's also called the devil. You just said
That's
it right
just the
here.
English translation.
Okay.
Okay, my
let's
bad if I
let's
went that.
and then,
Jinn is a
but
devil.
you said that the
Jinn is a devil. Bad jinn is shaitan. There we
okay. Let's. I'm glad that you said that.
go. Shaitan, Quranic terms. Let me tell you one thing.
I'm
Quranic terms-
glad you said that. Let's let Mohammed
If you want
talk.
to say Quranic terms, shaitan is usually referring to the bad jinn. There you go.
Let's read that. Let's read
Oh, let me
Mohammed.
explain this.
Okay.
Let's finish this. You said that everyone has one on him.
Yeah.
He is whispering to you.
It said that shaitan that everyone has
Everyone.
one
Yeah.
Except-
one that's whispering to him.
except him.
No.
Except
he
that
has
his.
one. It says
He said he has
but
one,
he doesn't.
except his
But
whispers
his-
good
Allah-
things
Allah
to him.
protects him from it.
It just
I
said that.
thought shaitan whispers bad things to your ears, but but everyone else he
Jinn,
whispers
not
good
shaitan.
things.
It says
He whispers
jinn, not
bad things.
shaitan. It says jinn.
No, I know you're gonna say that. That's why I'm gonna read
That's
the next
why- okay,
the next hadith.
let's read it.
Okay. I know you're gonna say, but after I read this, you're gonna deny it too. Okay. Narrated by Ubad bin Al-Walid bin Ubad bin Salih said, I look for the messenger.
Is that about?
Aisha said, I look for the messenger of Allah. I put my hand on his head and he said to me, your shaitan has come to you. I said, don't you have shaitan? He said, yes, but Allah helped me with him, so he submitted.
You submitted.
But you say the bad shaitan that shaitan is a bad one.
He
Man,
submitted.
I'll give it to you as a gift. You read it to yourself. I'll read it for yourself. You can look it, you can research it yourself, and I did my own research for you, so you can research it for yourself. I'm not here to tell you lies.
Don't worry.
I know because he's gonna leave. That's why I was giving it to you, because you wanted to leave.
But see,
And
Come here next week.
yes,
I'll just say, it said he submitted. What is a Muslim? What is a Muslim?
ask yourself. So you believe that shaitan is a Muslim?
We don't say.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. I believe shaitan is a Muslim.
What's your name, sir?
It said he submitted, right?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I do believe that shaitan
Nice
is a
to meet you
Muslim.
guys, But like, I'm coming here next week.
Yeah, I do. It confirmed by Muhammad.
I'll show you
Yeah.
them in the Bible.
Yeah, it's okay. Good. Thank you.